Remember the summer of 2016? I mean, parks were just packed. Everyone was wandering around glued to their phones, trying to catch these little digital monsters. Pokemon Go wasn't just a game, it was a full-blown global phenomenon. But what if I told you that while we were all busy trying to catch them all, we were actually part of a secret mission, and we didn't even know it?
Yeah, you heard that right. That's a real quote from John Hank, the CEO of Niantic, the company that made Pokemon Go. So, a game about Pikachu and the problem of getting a delivery robot to navigate a city's street are the same thing. How is that even possible? Well, that single, kind of weird statement is the key to this whole story.
All right, so let's get into it. What was the secret all about? Turns out your little Pokemon hunt had a very big, very real-world purpose. This pretty much says it all, doesn't it? While you thought your mission was to catch a Pikachu, Niantic, the developer, had a completely different goal. They wanted to create these insanely detailed 3D maps of the entire world, right down to the centimeter. And here's where it gets really wild. All that data you were collecting wasn't just for the game. It was being used to train the AI for delivery robots from a company called Coco Robotics. So every time you played, you were literally teaching a robot how to get around town, how to avoid obstacles, and how to deliver stuff to people's doors. And the scale of this is it's mind-blowing. Look at that number, 30 billion with a B. That's how many images Pokemon Go players have logged of the real world. An absolutely enormous data set, all crowdsourced, all used to build one of the most detailed maps on the planet. So, the big question is, how'd they do it? How did Niantic turn millions of us into a global army of 3D scanners without us even realizing it? Well, it was a mix of some seriously clever tech and even cleverer game design. Okay, so the core technology is this thing called a visual positioning system, or VPS. Think of it this way. Your GPS is pretty good, but it can get kind of wonky in a dense city with tall buildings, right? VPS is way more precise. It uses your phone's camera to actually look at landmarks, that specific building, that statue, to figure out exactly where you are with incredible accuracy. And this is the truly genius part. They baked the data collection right into the gameplay. Remember those field research tasks that had you scan a Pokestop? Well, every time you did that, you'd get a little in-game reward, like some Stardust. But on the back end, Niantic got a rich, detailed 3D scan of that object and everything around it. It was a perfect loop. Your gameplay was directly fueling their AI training. But here's another layer to this. While Niantic was secretly using us to map the world, a whole underground community of developers was locked in a massive tech war to map the game. Back in the summer of 2016, it was a full-on digital arms race. You had these brilliant developers who were reverse engineering the game's code to build their own mapping tools and bots. Niantic would push a security update to stop them, and the community would crack it within days, sometimes even hours. Niantic tried to shut it all down with a massive encryption update they called Unknown 6, and the community broke through it in just 3 days. 3! This quote from a Redditor who was right in the middle of it all just perfectly captures that vibe. It was this constant cat and mouse game. Niantic would build a digital wall, and the community would immediately start looking for a way over it. It was just this incredible display of passion and technical skill on both sides. In the end, though, Niantic had to bring out the big guns. It went way beyond just coding. They started sending cease and desist letters, threatening lawsuits, and rolling out these huge aggressive ban waves that targeted anyone using bots or faking their location. They basically had to use legal and technical force to push the whole scene underground. So this whole battle for control, Niantic trying to control its game, players trying to control how they played it, it isn't just a Pokemon Go story. It's actually a preview of a much larger conversation that's happening everywhere right now about regulation, ethics, and, yeah, artificial intelligence. I mean, just look at the whole debate around loot boxes. You know, when you pay real money for a random chance at a cool virtual item. Right now, academics and legal experts all over the world are asking a very serious question. Is this just a fun game mechanic? Or is it basically unregulated gambling? And this isn't just an academic debate. Governments are actually taking action. Belgium, for instance, has straight up banned certain types of loot boxes. Germany is taking another route, saying that if a game has them, it's getting a much stricter age rating. The rules are literally being rewritten as we speak. So when you zoom out, whether it's Pokemon Go collecting data or loot boxes,
It all points to this one huge fundamental question that we're all trying to figure out. As AI gets more and more powerful, who's really in control? And how do we manage all the risks? One of the most intense debates going on right now is about this idea of an AI kill switch. The thinking is if an AI starts going off the rails, we should have a big red button to shut it down. Sounds like a good safety net, right? But the other side warns of total disaster. Hitting that switch could trigger instant stock market crashes, let financial crime run wild, or even create a massive national security vacuum.
The core fear here is that AI is already so deeply woven into, well, everything, from banking to shipping, that a kill switch might not be a safety feature at all. It could actually be a self-destruct button for the entire digital economy. And that brings us all the way back to where we started. From catching a Pikachu to debating global AI policy, it really makes you think. So the next time you open up an app or play a game, it's worth asking yourself, whose game are you really playing?